Welcome to Coffee with Abe. My name's Abe, and there's nothing I enjoy more than sitting and talking to other retirees about how they're navigating this new part of their life. Today, we're talking about how you stay active physically and mentally during your retirement years. To help with that, I've invited a friend, Maxwell, who was in broadcasting for 42 years and lived to talk about it. Let's hear what he's doing to stay active. All right, so here we're talking about keeping active mentally.
Absolutely.
So when you started in broadcasting, there was no such thing as a podcast.
No.
So you have to actually relearn the industry.
I think the only way you stay in any career for 42 years is you adapt, because it's always changing. You accept the reality that it's going to change, just like your life changes in retirement. You decide I'm going to look at the challenges, take them head on, and see what I can come up with to stay vibrant and active and relevant, even 42 years into a career, even after a career. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
What other things do you do just to keep mentally active?
Well,
or is that enough?
Well, I have 4 grandkids, and now that they're getting a little bit older, there are more responsibilities for the parents, and we're like, hello, we'll take over, and we love doing that. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better for your physical fitness than to force yourself to sit on a floor with 4 grandchildren and play for an hour and then try to get up. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm down there, I'm stretching, we're trying to get a little exercise in.
So let's talk about physical fitness, other than getting up off the floor, which, I volunteer at a grade school, and if I'm on the floor, the kids will surround me to help me up.
I'll tell you what.
What other activities have you found now that you have maybe extra time in your time?
I used to walk. I used to run in my running days. My knees got a little bad, so I just walked. And I was in a pretty good routine for a long time. The last few years of my career got very stressful, a lot of hours, terrible sleep, terrible eating habits. Back into it again, which is great. But what I learned here in my mid-60s is that an hour walk or half-hour walk followed by a half-hour stretching is way better than a 2-hour walk. There are so many useful tools available for free to anyone on YouTube in particular to show you a kind of workout that you're comfortable with. And I've discovered that starting out in a simple, easy way for you is the best way to go, rather than try to hack at it. If you can't go outside and walk for a half hour without coming home with all kinds of aches and pains and problems, you're not going to want to get up the next day and do it. So go do 5 minutes briskly. Go do 10 minutes.
So what advice would you give someone who, it's like I was in advertising, okay, I still do some freelance work. I was a musician, I still do. What advice would you give someone who maybe didn't have those kind of passions or opportunities in their career?
It's never too late to learn something new. And I would encourage anybody who's mired in that to get up and leave the house and go volunteer somewhere. Take a part-time job working in a coffee shop where you get to interact with people, and you may not want to. You may get up and say, I got aches and pains, I'm getting old, I don't want to do this. But once you get into the environment, there's no better feeling than going and coming home from that and going, wow, I had a great day today.
Well, thanks again, Max, for coming to Coffee with Abe and sharing what you're doing.
Thank you, it was my pleasure.
It's great to reconnect after all these years. So we'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you're doing in your retirement years to stay mentally and physically active, and you can put it right here in the comments below. Thank you.